Hello, Odi Kachal here. Just thought I'd show off some of my vintage summer fragrances. Now that here the summer's actually getting a little cooler sometimes in the evenings and even in the days, so that's when I like to pull out my vintage fragrances. The ones that I still think are fruity and sweet and smell really yummy to me. So I thought I'd share these three that I really like. The first one, Giorgio from Giorgio Beverly Hills, came out in 1981. It was so intense back then that actually restaurants would ban you from wearing it because it was so strong. Tuberose, gardenia, ylang ylang is what most people seem to pick up. I get the ylang ylang, but also the peach and the apricot. It's a happy fragrance for me. I think of it as sweet and clean out of the shower fragrance, but definitely sweet. Perfect for a sunny day at the beach or lunch in the park. This one has a really nice dry down. I find that sometimes I just spray it in the air and walk through it because it can be a little bit intense being an older vintage fragrance, but it always makes me happy when I wear it anyways. And then we'll talk about Mackie by Bob Mackie. I was really surprised. I blind bought this, and as soon as I sprayed it, I was met with this nostalgia and just a yummy sweet, for me, like a pineapple fragrance. 1991 is when it came out. Bob Mackie actually was quoted as saying, "A woman who wears my clothes is not afraid to be noticed." And so the fragrance would definitely fall in that category if you want to be noticed. Think Marlene Dietrich, Cher, and RuPaul are all people he designed for. And I've seen Frances from Having a Sparkles talk about this one, and that her husband likes to wear it. So we can add him to the list too, I guess. And peach, ylang ylang, tuberose, amber. For me, I mostly smell peach and lots of pineapple. I really enjoy wearing it. It's rich and warm, full-bodied, sweet, but like a ripe. I think it's grounded by the amber. And for me, it's I don't know. I just find it really nostalgic. It must have been in the area where I worked when I worked at Eaton's, and there was a cosmetic section clear nearby, and they must have sprayed it a lot because it's locked in my memory, that scent. And then the last one, Liz Claiborne. Now the bottle I'm not as keen on. I bought, and it's reformulated, of course, but I still really like to wear it. Came out in 1986, but the bottles were quite interesting. I would love to get one of the old style. That's what they looked like then, and there was I think it was pretty random, the colors, if I remember correctly. You wouldn't get one particular color until you opened the box. You wouldn't know what you had. The designer, he's Pierre Dinand, if I'm saying it right. He designed the bottle, and you should actually check him out. I'll link his story below because he has a very interesting life, and he was the creator of many perfume bottles. Some of them I had, so I thought I'd share. He also created I Love Love, or actually, the Cheap and Chic, this tall design with the funny little bobblehead part on top. He also created this bottle from Isatis. That was another one I loved. I wore that. It was like a signature scent for me back in the day. And then this one here, Eternity, Frances. I think you're one of your favorites. He created that bottle. And lastly, I had this one too. It was the Obsession. The Obsession bottle, just that little egg shape. So cute. So, yeah, but his life was really interesting. It's funny, you just research, one thing leads to the next, and you find out these interesting things. But the Liz Claiborne is marigold, oak moss, narcissus, carnation, and green note. Seems to be what most people seem to smell. I really noticed the freesia for some reason. That's what really stands out for me. And it just, again, fresh, happy feeling. Reminds me of a carefree time, actually, in my 20s when I was working at Eaton's in the department store. Everybody wanted to work in the Liz Claiborne section. It was more boutique-ish, and it would always smell of the Liz Claiborne fragrance, of course. So that's my shares for today. And I want to say I was tagged by the Fragrantician, Gabby, for doing the Zodiac, which I'm going to put together. Gabby, that's going to take me a little more time. I want to really put some thought into doing that one. That was really fun watching you. I'll link her channel in here too. And I guess that's it for today. Thank you. Bye now.